Today I'm not only going to teach you how to play Funk 49 by Joe Walsh and the James Gang, but we're also going to talk about exactly what skills you're going to learn by practicing this song. You see, in case you haven't already figured this out, one of the main reasons why you want to learn other people's songs is so you can practice and perfect the skills necessary to play them. Please click the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and take a look at the Near Life Experience Patreon community. So before we get into the lesson, here are the skills required to play Funk 49. First and foremost, we have the pentatonic scale. Now, you could probably execute the riffs and the licks in this song without it, but if you can play it, it's going to make it so much easier. Next, you're going to need to be able to bend guitar strings with control and precision. In addition, you'll need to be able to do hammer-ons and pull-offs, as well as what we call chicken picking. I'm going to show you that one later. Now, as for the rhythm skills, you're going to need to be able to do a finger bar, as well as actively changing the chord with your free fingers while keeping the bar down. You're also going to have to get good at strumming just specific strings and not all six. And finally, there's the classic chukka-chukka chord hand muted strum. Joe Walsh does a lot of that when he's playing this song. For the record, I'm basing this on his live performance on the Howard Stern show. This is a good one to watch because you can see his hand quite often when he's playing it. It starts with this little lead guitar lick. So right off the bat, we're in the A minor pentatonic scale at the 5th fret. Starting with a full step bend on the 7th fret of the 3rd string, and then you're going to catch the 5th fret of the 1st string, and then you're going to play the 8th fret of the 2nd string, and then you're going to pre-bend the 7th fret of the 3rd string, pick it, release it, pull it off to the 5th fret, and then immediately bend that one about a half step. It's a pretty tricky little technique, but if you work on it, you'll get it, and it sounds great. And then we get into the chicken picking. So what's going on here is you're going to rest your pick on top of the string in question, and your middle finger underneath the string, kind of pointing up at you. When you do this and you pick with your pick, you're just going to get a muted sound. And then when you pick with your finger, you're going to get the actual note. Once again, pick on top, finger underneath, and bend the 7th fret of the 3rd string a whole step, and start by picking it with your pick so it's muted, and then pluck it with your finger, and then immediately put them both in place so they mute the sound. Release it slightly. Again, same thing. Release it a little bit. Release it a little more. And then finally, you're going to do a little double pull-off lick that goes like this. So that's 7 on the 3rd string pulled off to 5, and then 5 pulled off to 0. And then the same thing on the 4th string. Now let's go right into the main riff that happens through most of the song. And it goes like this. So we start with the finger bar of the 5th fret of the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string, and right after you strum it, you're going to hammer your middle finger on the 6th fret of the 3rd string so it sounds like this. And you immediately mute the sound. And then the next part is a 3rd finger bar on the 7th fret of the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. And then right back to that original thing you just did. And between that, you're going to do the left hand muted chukka. And if you don't know how that works, you just lightly touch the strings without pressing them and strum them. So it's basically up, down, up. And if you listen to Joe Walsh play it, you'll probably find that he does it a little different every time. The next part, you're going to jump up to the 7th fret of the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string with your 1st finger barring it this time. You're going to play that, and then your middle finger is going to hammer onto the 8th fret of the 2nd string, while simultaneously your 3rd finger hammers onto the 9th fret of the 4th string, like this. And then you take them off, strum it again. And then do an up strum on that chord again, and then an up with it muted, and then down with it voiced. And then you go back down to the original position, play that 1st chord riff again. And try to use your ears to really get the hang of all the little chukka left-hand muted strums in between. When he's singing, he takes out the hammer-ons from up here, so it's just like this. And then there's the breakdown, which goes like this. This one uses the pentatonic scale, but it extends it down 2 frets. So instead of going, which you could do and it would sound fine, you're going to go like this. As I said, we're in the pentatonic scale, and we're going to go 7, 5 on the 4th string, 7, 5 on the 5th string, 3 on the 4th string, 3 on the 6th string, and then 5 on the 6th string. And then you go to an A5 power chord. So he does that riff twice, and then he moves the riff up 2 frets. So now we're in the B minor pentatonic scale. And it's the same concept, except it's 9, 7, 4th string, 9, 7, 5th string, 5, 5th string, and then 5, 7, 6th string, and then power chord on 7, 9, and 9. And then when he does the riff again, it starts off the same. But then at the end of the second half, he adds the Jimi Hendrix Purple Haze chord. Same thing, 9, 7, 4th string, 9, 7, 5th string, 5, 5th string, and then 5, 7, 6th string, and then the Jimi Hendrix chord. And that leads us right back into the main riff again. So those are all the main parts of the song. And I recommend you watch the video of him playing it and maybe try to figure out some of the little nuances he does here and there on your own. In addition, if you want to practice soloing to this song, which I highly recommend you do because it's a great song to solo to, you just play in your A minor pentatonic and you're good to go. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please click the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and take a look at the Near Life Experience Patreon community.